I uh, I I just was sent this article by the Washington Post. Uh, the title says, I will read it to you. You can't see because of the reflection coming from the light. It says, "Power Up. Biden administration approves 735 million weapons sale to Israel, raising red flags to some House Democrats." These are the kind of weapons, powerful weapons that can be used with precision, so-called precision, So I'm thinking, so Biden, wow. I guess what I would say is Biden is just being very kind because he doesn't want Israel to demolish buildings by, using warplanes. Instead, he's giving them these powerful weapons that will, be used with precision, silently, quietly, so the Palestinians will just disappear. So in a way, it's kind of a like, maybe more humane way of killing the Palestinians. America loves going after Muslims. I don't know if you noticed, but the only time America gets really, really mad is when they're attacking a Muslim country. You never see them going after powerful countries. Those that are just as powerful as they are, like Russia, that's always attacking America, infiltrating and doing all kinds of things. America is very patient with people like that, like Russia and China, who's always taking advantage of, America, even North Korea, yeah, they're very, very patient with them. If any of the Muslim nations say, enough, we cannot carry you anymore, we are tired of you dehumanizing us and humiliating us, stop what you're doing to us, America gets fierce and mad. And the American people are good at turning the other cheek. You don't necessarily see a lot of the American civilians getting upset and saying, go after Russia now, do something about China now. But with Muslims, because Muslims have been dehumanized for so long that it's kind of a widely accepted in the American psyche that it's okay to destroy Muslim nations. It's okay to lie about Muslim nations and about Muslims. It's okay to target Muslim civilians. And of course, the double standard of, we are just, we care about human rights and equality and justice. We've heard Biden, speaking with, passion and heart when he was talking about the African American cause and about Black Lives Matter and about George Floyd. How could he say things like that here at home and then turn around and support what Israel is doing to the poor Palestinians? How could we allow the Israeli government to treat Palestine as a nation only when they go to war with them? But with everything else, no, they can't be a nation. They are not a state. What kind of stupidity is that? Do they think people are dumb? When you go into war with civilians, people who don't have anything to fight with you, you made sure of that. You control their borders. You destroyed their government. You made sure that your big brother, who is always covering your tracks, the USA, to basically label anyone you don't like a terrorist, whether it's Iran or Iraq or Palestine, Hamas, Hezbollah. Who are we to choose whose rights should be accepted and respected, and who doesn't deserve that kind of a respect and humanity? Who are we, God? America should be ashamed. There were times when I thought this was the greatest country in the history of humanity. I believe all the empty rhetoric and the beautiful lies. I still think the American people are very decent and kind people. And to the contrary, most Muslims actually love the American people. How long are we going to let the Palestinian people and Muslims be treated the way we treat them? How long are we going to continue ignoring the humanity of Muslims? How many countries can we destroy? How many is enough? You know, the world is shrinking. More and more of us are realizing we are brothers and sisters in humanity. And unless we're all free, none of us are really free. How can we sleep at night? How can the American civilians let this be? Now, I have a lot of Jewish friends who happen to be a wonderful, wonderful people who are deeply, deeply saddened about what's happening. But I don't think that's enough. I don't think this can go on. I don't think enough Americans know what's really happening. Or they know, they just don't care. People are being terrorized, left homeless. Children are dying. Why are we letting our government do this? To stand by Israel, wrong or right, when we have the ability and the power to say enough, we cannot do this anymore. Two-state solution is the only solution and the only thing that can stand. What is the matter with us? More and more Muslims are beginning to believe that the Palestinian people are not fighting with Israel, the fourth most powerful nation in the world, or military, but they are also fighting with the most powerful nation in the world. If approving $1 billion sophisticated weaponry, when we are watching the dissemination of poor little Palestinian children, if that's not the proof, I don't know what is. Biden should be ashamed. Should be ashamed. You are 80 years old. You have a legacy to leave behind. You don't have to follow the footsteps of the other presidents before you. You can set the tone. You can say enough. Enough. You can stand up to Israel. You know, sometimes standing up to the people you care about, the people you love, is a good thing for them as well. If any group of people know or should know what it's like to be dehumanized, it should be the Jewish people. And I think Israel is bringing so much shame to Judaism. Shame on you, Biden. Shame on you, Mr. Biden. I actually thought, and many of us thought, you were better than this. You should be ashamed. Coward, just like all the other presidents before you. Coward.